So some of you are often wondering how honest kids are when we ask them to self-assess and give them grades. And I just wanted to share some of the feedback I've been getting from my kids that I think would be really useful for some of you who think that students can't be trusted to grade themselves. One student says, "Not sure if this is a trick question or not, considering the fact that there are no grades in the class. I think that I am meeting standards, which I believe translates to a B or a B+. I feel that I've made great impression and start to the new year by performing adequately on every assignment I've been given. In addition, I feel that I really adapted to the concept of no grades. I'm really starting to appreciate the emphasis of my learning and progress in the class. I still feel that there is room for improvement for me regarding my procrastination problem and organization and gather of research for projects. Only 2 months of school have elapsed, and I feel that it wouldn't make sense for me to be exceeding standards needed to pass a 10-month class." So as you can see, this student in particular, as well as the others who have been writing and working in class, have a very realistic understanding of what it takes to exceed the standards in a year-long class, and are focused on the things they're doing well and then also the things they need to improve. So in addition, on this form, part of what students needed to do was tell me the grade they feel they deserve, as well as one thing they'd really like to be working on by the end of the marking period. And something someone worked on that we're working on in class is building mental stamina, and this was one goal that a student shared. "I'd like to work on building the mental stamina to read texts that are so uneventful that I fall asleep while reading them. Some of the language used in these books is so dense to read that I have absolutely no idea what they're trying to say, making them boring for me." So probably the complexity of the language used way back when, and learning to read it and understand it for what they were really trying to say, instead of what just sounds like a bunch of fancy words on a page. So something I might work with on this particular student is finding ways to connect with literature and building a vocabulary that helps them understand what they're reading. So overall, I have a whole page worth of student feedback that is very similar to this. Maybe out of the 30 students in my class, 2 of them didn't answer the form at all, and maybe one of them had a higher more elevated thought of themselves than what was realistic. But I had a conversation with that student, we went over their body of work, and I could honestly say that they are now in line with where they need to be. So what is your biggest concern with allowing students to self-assess? I would love to hear your thoughts.